While America time is up, the dead are rising. They seek their own. The dead are we, the black once slaves of this white man of America. We are a mentally dead people. We are dead to the knowledge of self and others. The knowledge of self have now come to us from God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, is a man. His teaching brings us into reality, and not into some kind of spooky or spirit or ghost-like teachings. Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, is the all-wise living God. He desired that we see him as he is, a human being, and not something beyond the families a human being spooks. We can never ask a formless spirit to lead us because we are not a formless spirit ourselves. Man can only listen to man, and man cannot listen to other than man. And I have proof we just never were able to obey anyone but ourselves. We, the once dead, mentally are coming into a knowledge of life. We learn this lesson of the living. It will destroy the brief and other than ourselves. Bringing us up in slavery time, putting us in a mental death was something that the slave master and his children did because a desire to make us into something that was other than the truth in order to be able to keep our minds enslaved. From the visit of God and the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, the time now have come to us as it is written. That on the day of judgment, we will see God as he is. The Bible Revelation 1:7. The rise of the dead does not by any means what you and I was taught when we was little boys and little girls. Even while we were little boys and little girls, and man and woman age, we are still pushed on the baby side of understanding of the truth. We the black people are no longer babies. We are babies to no one except God himself. You are fast learning that you are not babies anymore, but when you rise up from this dead knowledge of black self and others. You are learning fast that Allah God is fast in creating us in a new way of thinking. From the way in which we have been thinking was in the way of untruth and unseen way of understanding. While America is a country where evil is dominant, people in America think nothing but evil. It's very seldom that you can talk to a person without getting a thought quickly. Their mind is filled with evil. We, the black people in America, are called the dead spiritually. And we, the black people in America, now desire to make for ourselves something better than what the slave master children have made of us. We want to make something better of ourselves than what the slave master children still do make of us. Look at many people who used to be stage actors who are now forsaking the stage as being a mockery to them and are now former stage actors who want to be seen and convert with as civilized black people and not as some kind of a stage actor. The white slave actors are with some sense because they are civilized. A meaningless act is not enjoyed by people who are intelligently learned into the knowledge of civilization. You want to stay away from certain stuff, man. You got to be careful. You gotta be careful what you eat nowadays. But the poor black man in America have no knowledge of any civilization. But the white man have gotten to all of the civilized people there. And he knows them and they know him. This is why now a war between civilization must take place. Because the present rulers, right race, have deceived the whole entire civilized world with their civilization of deceits. The right race was not a people that was made righteous. The right race was made for the purpose of making mischief. The right race was made for the purpose of deceits. Now that Almighty God has come to make manifest that which had been hidden of the truth, this run the white man from under his deceitful blanket, which he has the white man covered. As the Bible teaches us, God will pull the covering off of the cover and show the nation his right race shame. If the white man have not been uncovered by Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of Master Falah Muhammad, to whom praise or do favor, I do not see any cover left for the white man's skins. It's like the man that was with Jesus. When that man fled the scene and took his garment off and fled the scene naked, that's how it will be. Allah will pull the cover off of this right race and to show their shame that they have been doing to God's people. By Allah, God is pulling that cover off of this right race. So this makes it possible the black people who was dead to this knowledge of the truth to see the natural characteristics of this deadly white enemy of the black man. Now we can stun our enemy like we do a rattlesnake. When we see the rattlesnake or hear its rattlesnake, we begin to try and seek cover for the rattlesnake if we are unable to kill. For we know his deadly sting. But this snake, right race, has overtaken us. He has bitten us so many times that we have become so poisoned from his poison getting into our blood, from his sting, that it has taken God now to come to prevent the snake from continuing to sting us. Allah God has that cure for our being bitten by the snake. He will separate both of us from being involved with each other so that the snake poison sting will not affect us. The black man in America have never knew anyone but the right race. Therefore, the black man seek pacification and mercy from a people. You cannot blame the white man for what he is. You cannot blame him for being what he is. But the right people was made the people that they are. And the white man had made us, the black man, other than our own self. At the present time, we are not like we were. We was created in the beginning. In the beginning, we was created right. And then we would see by deceiver, who was made a deceiver by nature. Our black people are rising up, and we are happy to rise to acknowledge ourselves and others. The rise of the dead will be like the blast of a trumpet pretty soon. The black people will become into a knowledge of themselves so fast that it will look like the rise of the dead has taken place at once. I just love to look at my black people now, and all of them are rising and listen to them talk. See how much different they are. My black people must get out of these white man's name. My black people must be qualified into the original names of Almighty God, Allah. Come to the temple of Islam and learn all about yourself. After learn all about yourself, you will be able to take those who enslave you and warp them around your little fingers. You will not feel them on your little fingers until you see them on your little fingers and snake them off. Allah God love you and I love you. We want to build up this world for ourselves, live in this world in peace and happiness. It's not a single black man in there but one. Come on, man. What are these people up to, man? They don't even have the heart of the American people. What are these people up to, man? Death, planning, scheming, plotting. Come on, God too is here, and He's the best planner, knowing their thoughts before they was ever made. Hear me again, knowing their thoughts before they was ever made. Now, when it comes to the resurrection of our people, see, the old world must be removed to make a way for a new world. There's a universal struggle being waged by the old world against the beginning of a new world, where the old world opposition prevents the establishment of a new world. According to recorded history, the effort being made by the old world against the bringing of a new world will fail as did former opponents of Allah. According to the history of Noah, the people ridiculed the very thoughts of Allah, bringing the flood to drown them. Noah was laughed at and succumbed for preaching such a doctrine. According to the Bible and Holy Quran, he was called a liar and looked upon as a crazy person. Some and the members of Noah's family joined the mockers and disbelievers of Allah and his messengers, who is Noah. They met the same fate as the others who disbelieved it. The opposition of that world to invent a better world was total, a failure. So shall it be with those today who oppose the beginning of a new world of righteousness, Islam. In the time of Abraham and his nephew Lot, before the birth of Ismail and Isaac, Abraham's two sons, the people, mockers, and haters of truth and righteousness in that part of the world. The city of Sodom and Gomorrah had become victimized to every imaginable evil. They even threatened the life of the preacher, righteousness Lot, disregarding the strangers, the angel visiting Lot until it was too late. So it is with opponents of the messenger of Allah today in America. The wicked always believe that they are mightier than Allah, and they make a supreme effort to thwart the plan and purpose of Allah. So the white race thinks that they are mightier than God. See, they think that they can thwart His plan and purpose. You see, Allah, God, to bring about a better world. See, the white race, they always want to attack the messengers of Allah, to try to condemn him as a liar. See, trying to prove the messenger a liar means calling a God a liar. The Holy Quran repeatedly prophesies a miserable, shameful, and disgraceful defeat for the disbelievers and hypocrites in a campaign against this last messenger of Allah, whom Allah will rise in the time of the resurrection of the dead people. The messengers are never sent. There are always a rise in the midst of those whom Allah will warn. So they can't claim that they did not understand the language of the messengers or say that he was a foreigner or stranger. The messengers is one for them. So the resurrection of our people, it means that we must be resurrected. It's not teaching, brothers and sisters, it's not teaching us that people will come off from the grave and walk about. That is so much nonsense. See, practicing reading this resurrection is we, the black people, will rise from a mental death. Now, we got to realize who God is. And discover who this devil is. And name the beasts that they was. For nearly 34 years, I have served you, just as Allah, a warner of old, served a hard-hearted and hard-headed, disbelieving people who is great lovers of the enemies of Allah and the true religion of Islam, which means entire submission to Allah's will. There is mockery and evil plans are made against my life by the wicked, just as they was made against Noah, the prophet. The powerful rich world of Christianity, especially white America, is made to seem as movable as the mountains, but it's not impossible to remove mountains. They can be removed by high explosive. So wealth and power also can be reduced to nothing. We are now living in the judgment of doom of this white man's world. Preparation had been made to meet every effort by the white man to oppose the beginning and setting up of Allah's new world of righteousness, Islam. The government of the USA today watch my followers with an evil eye, seeking to deceive anyone who will enter the fold, help further the cause of truth and upliftment and the mourning heads and the grieving hearts of the American so-called to help make them a nation of righteousness and justice to serve as a star for the nation of their own kind forever. The U.S. government is active in the deceitful work of trying to slow the progress of the resurrection of our people. American whites want us to reject Allah and the true religion of Islam and believe in their false religion and false God when they can't not make manifest to you. They cannot prove to you in this day and time that Christianity is a defense for you as well as for themselves against their doom. America must be taken and destroyed it, according to the prophet, at the time and end of this wicked world where the lost and found members of the ancient people are found. America hates and mistreats her slave to the extent that they have reached the hearts of Allah and the righteous people of the earth, the nation of Islam. Read where our black brothers refer to American so-called as their brother. While according to the preaching of some of these lost and found members of the nation of the earth, they rather have themselves referred to as their brothers or their enemies. The extent to which the enemy have poisoned the minds and hearts of my people here in America is shameful. White devil, they willfully do anything to deceive the so-called Negro into going to their doom with him. There is no way for enemy of Allah, his messengers, his people, the darker people of the earth to find strength, power, and wisdom enough to win in a war against Allah, as it is written in the Christian Bible and many other places. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, with the heavens shall pass away. With a great noise the elements shall melt with a fervent heat, and earth also, and the work that are in shall be burnt up. The Bible, Peter, chapter 3:10. Man, I hate this man on the screen. I'm gonna keep it real. I hope God cast these people into the lake of fire, man. That's the new Barabbas, a murderer in an insurrection. The dumb American people will ask for this man to run, man. After all these charges, 34 counts, y'all ask for a wicked man to run this nation. And this is why your nation is falling. It's plain to this day. Don't take nothing to see what we seeing. She is falling. This is why America is unraveling. But why have you fallen, America? Why? Because you have become a habitation of devils, a home for every evil person. You see a cage for every hateful bird. Now, there's nothing but white people in this house. The time is short, man. The time is very short and cut out for them. Nobody want to stand with you no more. Friendship is speeding her doom. I wouldn't want to stand to these white people, man, that had been corrupting the world all up until this time. Once you see what I'm talking about, you would get out of their task. That's why you have to submit yourself to God and flee this devil. Come near to God, and he'll come near to you. This is why you have to cast all your anxieties on him when he cares for you. And be alert because the enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. And when they seek police jobs to get us killed, see, when they don't care about our loyalty, see, in their hearts, there's death against this black man here in America. This is your trouble today. So the earth shall not be burnt up. It will be here for many thousand years to come. See, only that on the earth the devil which has sinned against Allah and his laws will be destroyed. The earth, the sun, the moon, and the stars that never disobey Allah since their creation. The opposer of truth. Adam and Eve, the father and mother of this right race, is the real name. Refuse the religion of Islam, peace, because of their nature in which they was made. This making it impossible for the right race to submit to Allah and obey his laws of righteousness. It's not in their nature, even if they want to practice goodness. It will never be in the nature of the white race to practice good. So the lost found members of the nation from the tribe must learn of this right race. This a race of time to seek mercy and justice from a people who by nature do not have it for each other. They talk and preach the goodness of God and his prophets only to deceive you, who by nature are the God of righteousness, and to form them away from a God who to a God who does not exist. Our future is at stake, and 99% of us do not know it. So they want us to follow a false God that they believe in, because they don't believe in the God of the creation. They don't believe in the God of the universe. So they want us to look at them as a God and to follow them away from our God to a God who does not exist. See, they want us to look up to them as their God. They don't even resist. And I say this to my brothers and sisters, our future is at stake. And 99% of us do not even know it. When every evil spooner around you seeking an excuse to do their worst to you, make it hard for the 99% ignorant to ever know the truth. The great desire is to prevent you from ever accepting this truth. They claim the truth, but they hate real teachings. They seek any kind of charge to place against us to get revenge for our preaching the truth. They trap our telephones and follow us around from place to place and use tape recording machines. And the hypocrites stool pigeons amongst us keep them up to date on what we say and do. They are bold enough to even ask your own relative to help them to do evil and do to fear and literacy on the parts of my poor people. The enemy hired them to destroy themselves. Truth hurts the guilty. With persecution, murder, the truth bears help the evildoers in this late hour of their day, the end of their time. See, our problem must be solved, says Allah, the God of righteousness. who is with you and me to raise us up, the poor, lost, and found members of the original owners of the planet Earth. A good solution is as follows. Stop opposing the spread of Islam peace amongst us. Let us go back to our God, Allah, and our religion of Islam peace. Since you will not give us the so-called equal justice and do not want social mixing with your free slaves because of the degrade and lowering your own status in the eyes of the world, help us go for ourselves, neither out or in your country. For 400 years we have served you with our labors, sweat, and blood, the last of your work, your killing, lynching, burning of our innocent black flesh, without even a hearing and a court of justice, nor even our murders being punished. See, and this is why I said God hates this wicked American white race, and he's threatened to remove them. He hates these people with a passion. See, the Bible says that's like how he hated Edom. He hated Esau. Jacob, I love, but Esau, I hated. See, in Malachi, let's go to Malachi 1:3. See, when they said Edom had been ruined. And this is what Edom said, we built them with. But this is what the Lord host says, see? They may build, but I will demolish. And you shall see this with your own eyes. It says, great is the Lord beyond the border of Israel. You see, when the son honor his father, when a slave honor his master. See, if I'm a father, where's the honor? If I'm a master, where's the respect? You see, it is America who God is after. And I say it again, God hates this wicked right race. And he's threatened to remove them from the face of this earth. Now, for 400 years, we have served you with our labors and sweat and blood, the last of your works. Your killing, lynching, and burning of our innocent black flesh without even a hearing and a court of justice, nor even our murders being punished. Although we are marched before your enemies, and there we pour out our life for the freedom of your life's children in your country. We turn home to meet an even worse enemy. We are hated and kicked out in certain places, like an unwanted dog who have caught the game, but was not given a taste of it. Only that, with the hunter, could not and should not eat himself. The dog being too ignorant to recognize the injustice done to him by his master, would jump to his feet again at the call of his master to offer his life for his master life. This we have and are still doing for you. We are not wanted in your better neighborhoods. See, in many places, we have to be guarded and protected by your armed force in order to live in the house which one of your kind has sold to us. Yet, we are the most peaceful and honest of the population. We are taxed equally and perhaps more than those of your own kind who are the real citizen owner of this country of America, though our labors and the labor of our Father made and built it for you. Think over. Many of us working, fighting, dying at your hands, and others for 400 years without a home, which we can call home, not being allowed to worship our God, religion, have unity among self and our kind without being charged with the worst crimes and seeking to overthrow the government by force, though we have no arm to do such, just to have an excuse for you persecuting and seeking to kill this same poor 400-year-old slave. the deceivers and the deceived. We, the whole nation of this lost found members of the black nation in America, must remember that for the past 400 years, we have been reared by the enemies of our fathers, according to their own history writing, bringing us up from our native lands, people into the Western Hemisphere, was not for the purpose of making themselves friendly people to us and our nation, but to deceive us as being that which they actually were, that a friend and advisor to us, while at the same time depriving us of true justice and equality, even now after 400 years of servitude, slavery. We must remember that the deceiver actually had deceived us, the coming of God and the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, to make manifest this arch deceiver work against us and to equip us with the nature of the arch deceiver, that deceit is part of their very nature. Devils. He Allah comes to give us the knowledge of the God of evil, who have freedom for the past 6,000 years to deceive not only you and me, but also the entire nation of the earth. So this white race of people had this freedom for the past 6,000 years. That he had all the luxury things that men can enjoy, and that's his freedom. And see, I say this, the country can never be said to be these white man's own. But after stealing and taking this country from the native Indians, after they had the independent claim, these people can just cast themselves right into the pit of hell. Because should no one have sympathy for white America? Because once you understand, brothers and sisters, white America is wicked beyond your and my imagination. So should no one have sympathy when this nation falls, man. She putting everyone in a hole. We're all in this hole. We're all in this mess together because of what these people want to do. They cause havoc. They cause this conflict. They cause this destruction. And they don't care. They got bunkers, but that's not going to save them. Because what the Bible says in Isaiah chapter 2:19, the people will flee to the cage and the ground from the fearful presence of the Lord and the splendor of his majesty when he comes to rise the earth. And I mean, never no more. I say it again, never no more. The earth be let out to these non-owners. He Allah comes to give us the knowledge of the God of evil, who had freedom for the past 6,000 years. See, not only you and me, but also the entire nation of the earth. This is the greatest starvation that God Allah could bring to you and me, to know the source of our trouble and cause. The power of the manifestators is to remove this cause which has affected the black nation for 6,000 years. Now the devil that been on this planet earth has affected the black nation for 6,000 years, man. For 6,000 years they've been murdered, robbery, rape. For 6,000 years, this devil that been here and killed our people for over 6,000 years, man. And you mean to tell me that God should have sympathy for these right race of people? You mean to tell me that they've been here 6,000 years killing our people? You think God should have any mercy? And at his mercy, he continue to be a merciful God that we serve? And these people still take God for granted? Curse God and mock him, blaspheme his name, who has power today over these pledges? Because these people don't want to do one basic principle. They're not going to hand us our recreation. They're not going to hand us our restitution. I'm sorry. And you get all these black YouTubers making content and thinking that Trump is handing out something. Well, he don't want to hand you nothing but create chaos and death. That's what these people are on. You got to understand, brothers and sisters, Satan must release himself throughout the 1,000 years because he know his time is short. And after 1,000 years, he must go back where he belongs. These people, I'm going to say this, these people don't have the heart of the American people and wish to take all of you and all the followers into this fall of America. You either take it or let it alone. But this does not negate the fact that I know the end of it all. But if I tell you that we are coming to an end, then just believe it. It is worth, my brothers and sisters, the heaven and earth to us when we agree on not trying to make them our friends, which by nature they cannot be, even if they wanted to. Only a few have the brief of goodness by nature that are not good, but they can practice goodness even when it's not in their nature. Opposition makes us the victims of deceits of these great scientific deceivers, the right race, that put us to sleep as babies, as newborn babies, if that. And they know the type of noise that awaken a sleeping baby. The noise is that which Allah, and the person of Master Muhammad has made. And he Allah has missioned me to continue to make that noise until all our people are fully awakened from the slumber of the art deceiver of the nation of this earth. Surely not all are really working to keep us blind, deaf, and dumb to the knowledge of the deceivers, but a few who will help us endanger their own life and trying to help us. As you see, the Christian priests in Milwaukee profess to be trying to help those who want to live next door in the house of the children of our father's slave masters is having trouble. Even this easily can be classified as deceitful work against truth, freedom, justice, and equality for our people. This priest is having trouble amongst open, victorious haters of you and me of his kind. This priest wants to help this poor black man here in America, especially in Milwaukee, to accept false friendship, ever be at their mercy to rule spiritually, economically, and politically. He is not trying to teach this black man that they should not want to sell themselves back to their slave master for a morsel or pottage. This priest now knows by the scriptures in his Bible that the time is right for the total freedom of the 400-year-old slave of this white man to go to his own earth. The priest is wise to you that you should have a place to live wherever you want. He would not have dared teach this openly before this day and time, the end of this world. The others are so evil and victorious to do us harm that gang of white people out in the streets who attacked that one poor black man going through the area in his car and will yell, "Get that nigga." This is a coward action of the white man in America ever since we have been here, going after this so-called nigga to do him harm. You always want 100 whites to attack that one Negro. It shows cowardice and savage attempts of this right race against black people. The black man could put a stop to such a attacker of this evil force. But it's not the way of Allah God. It's not the way of the prediction as the priests know it. These are coward people, man. These whitewashed devils are coward people, man. They will not fight you unless you fight them back. They will least inspect it to steal on you when you least expect it to fight back, man. This shows cowardice of these right race of people. Cowards. Coward people, man. And many people be thinking, oh, he's angry. Why he's so angry? Because it's been going on for 6,000 years. And there haven't been no solution. There haven't been no solution to this problem, man. And you wondering why these things is boiling, storms, one after another. What's up, gang? But storms is hitting this country, one storm after another. Because this devil that been here 6,000 years want to do all his evil that he possibly can to a people that serve him 400 years. They want us to look up to them as a superior God, while we inferior. They want us to look up to them as they superior. You tell me if that makes sense. Because they all, and I mean they're all planning a scheme. But God too is planning a scheme. And he's the best planner, knowing their thoughts before they was ever made. The coming of Allah and search for this black lost members of the nation today is to make himself known so he can capture by using weapons against which they have no power. So I read this again. The coming of Allah and search for this black lost members of the nation today is to make himself known so he can conquer our captors by using weapons against which they have no power. The Allah will bring an attack of divine judgment of the world without the use of contrived weapons. The weapons of war used by God in the past history of destruction of the enemies of God, such as Noah's people, Lot's people, most people, are example of what he will use today. The weapons are the force of nature against which we have no defense. America is under such divine attacks now in storms as rain, hail, and earthquakes. The latter is yet to take place. A terrific drought is on its way too against America. The books must be fulfilled. The Bible and Holy Quran both refer to all that I have said. This is the divine judgment to bring victorious white America to her knees. See, America hates the people of God, and the nigger do not know that they are really the people of God. This is the great truth, that you must come to a knowledge of that. You are a member of the families of God and not a member of the families of the devil. But you follow the devil's country, your own nature. The natural man, black, is of his God himself. We cannot serve these devils. We cannot serve these reptilians. We cannot serve them that dress in black suits. We can't serve these reptilians, man. We can't look up to them no more, man. I will never look up to these people. Because at the end of the day, they reptilians to me. That's how I feel. And then a damn thing you're going to do about how I feel. We have been deceived of righteousness, justice, and equality by the arch deceivers. We have been taken from the knowledge of self as being the true people of God, and that God is present, seeking us to place us again into the orbit, a divine supreme being, where we can rotate in submission to the will of God, as the entire universe is doing, accept these right race of people. Fuck Trump. He's the last hope of America. He's the last hope. And I can promise you what God is going to do to these right race of people. Because they don't have it today. Y'all some ignorant motherfuckers. Vote for this man. You're gonna watch and see how history repeat itself. You're gonna watch that this man can't do nothing for you. He's the fall of America. This is why he's put in. This is why God put him in. Because he's gonna be the fall of America. Whether you want to believe it or not, he's gonna be the fall of America. I know it's nasty, but it's the truth. People don't like hearing the truth, man. These people don't have it for y'all. They are planning, scheming. These not good people, man. These people are not good people. For the American people, they're not good people. They're gonna do see Satan use every tactic. Use every technology to deceive the people, to keep the people dead, man. This man Trump wants to recorporate America, wants to resegregate America, black Americans. Why you think when Trump was in office in 2016, he was trying to build a wall? Now that he's back, he's talking about sending immigration back to their country, which he did, which they send executive orders to deportation immigration. When they make up the population, when they are willing to work underneath the table, when they are willing to work minimum wage. You know, the only way for them to continue to save this capitalism is when they pull middle class people. See, they got to hit the reset button. People that they laid off think that they've been fired. Yeah, they poking holes, man. They poking holes to test us because they know that they have to save capitalism, and they know that they have to bring the jobs back. Y'all thinking that they doing us a favor by bringing in jobs? Nah, man, they got to hit this reset button, man. It's we as poor Americans is going to be slave to save the capitalism, man. Y'all not following me. Y'all not understanding. Is we as American is going to be able to work for these people to save the capitalism. You working a job and you not knowing that you're working on the minimum wage. That's $17, $18, $19, or $20 an hour. You working on the minimum wage. There's a lot of us going into these temp agencies. If you're not going to the company, the majority American people are going through these temp agency companies, man. And I'm gonna say it like that, man. When you realize, man, yeah, you here working on the minimum wage. Why you think that Americans saving paycheck to paycheck? Because you working minimum wage. You working under minimum wages. That's what you gotta understand. That five people that's making content, making videos, that $5,000 is not enough for American people. They need to give us 15, 20,000. They got the money to give us 15, 20,000, man. What you gonna do with 15,000 but spend it up within a week, man? Come on, man. They don't see that a lot of us got families. We got families, bills, and things to take care of, man. We are so behind, man. We are so behind, man. So behind. Let's go on. Even today, after 400 years of the so-called freedom, he is still against you going free. This is your trouble today. You are deceived and deceived by the enemy you think is a friend. But take notes of what he's offering you. He's offering you only a temporary enjoyment and not a permanent enjoyment for your people. We want some in this earth and not a temporary room in a house of our enemies. Let the political and spiritual leaders unite on such a stand as getting some earth for the people and not getting just a job and a chance to lower around sleeping and allowing the enemy to protect our responsibility for self. We must build our own responsibility. Meaning that we must do for self. If you don't know how to do for self, follow the one who knows how to. First, we must unite as a people and ask this government to give us a portion of America, which our father has already labored for 400 years. That's how we got to come at them. If you don't stand up today, then they will continue to treat you the way that they want to treat you if you don't stand up today. So thank you guys for tuning in, man. I'm going to see you guys shortly. I'm going to start making these videos, making more content for you guys, man. But like I said, keep your faith alive when you thinking that everything is not right. When you feel like everything is falling, keep your faith alive and put your trust in God. He's the only way for us. He's the only provider. He will provide for us. He's a deliverer. He will deliver us in such time that we are in. Believe me, he are a deliverer and he will deliver us. It's time for us to be delivered. So peace I give. I'm not giving my peace to the world, but the peace I give to you. I'm out.